Aloha and welcome. My name is Erica Kloster, and I'm thrilled to be here with you today to guide our Regenerative Roundtable, which is our weekly series of conversations where we're coming together and we're featuring the voices of some incredible members of this community where we're all passionate about sharing stories and solutions and really talking about some important conversations in ways that the collective is really being influenced and shaping the course of our lives here. So today's topic I am going to be bringing you is getting into what does it look like to be creating residual income that supports family togetherness and being home based, right? And part of what has really inspired me in this conversation is looking at my own family experiences as well as so many families who I'm connected to and seeing the effects of families that have one or more parents working really in the hustle and often away from home, and how there is a strain energetically, emotionally, oftentimes financially on the family to have parents be in different realities all day long. Often children are not side by side having the full presence and attention of the parents, and there's a disconnection that happens, and I see the effects of this really causing, like, especially children to feel such a lack of care and presence. And I've been looking at the bigger picture and learning a little bit more about this. I'm going to share with you some of the things I've been learning statistically happening in our country. I'm going to share with you a little bit about some of the um, alternative pathways I've been implementing and discovering in my life as just incredible ways to really create a shift in our reality that is beneficial for everyone. And I'm going to be highlighting the voices of some beautiful women, Christina Aman and Daniela Rodriguez Besosa, and I look forward to bring them on a little later here in our call. So to get us started, let me just share with you some of the things that I was even reading last night and caught my attention, which is that right now, over 30% of families in America are single parent homes, and that has tripled since 1965. And that really caught my attention. And when I start to think about the relationships between families undergoing such great stresses, everything from relationship stresses due to financial strain in the family and parents being gone and feeling these disconnects, we have more of an epidemic of single parent homes than ever before in this country. And what we also are seeing is that dual family incomes, meaning both parents in a marriage and family are gone all day long working, is now over 66% of the families in America. And part of that is due to the increased cost of living, and it has necessitated that both families' incomes are required to support the cost of living for the family. So with that, we're also seeing 50% divorce rate in this country, which is even more than 50% of the marriages are ending in divorce. And one of the leading causes of that is financial stress. So this really just all started to kind of come together in my mind, and it brought even another layer of this conversation that I wanted to talk about. I read that right now mothers are making up a third of the workforce in America. And this is actually very similar in countries all over the world. And that 2/3 of women who are working full time in the workforce have children under 18. And it's only 1 in 5 parents that actually is staying at home with children after children are coming into the world, being able to caregive and have full presence and attention on raising the family. And less than 7% of that 1 out of 5 parents are fathers. So I can speak to this personally and say that I've been raising 5 children here on Hawaii Island. I have been a single parent for over 7 years after being in a 13-year relationship that quite honestly underwent incredible stresses and ended in a total breakdown because we just could no longer hold all of the responsibility that we had and still have relaxed nervous systems and good communication and self-care practices. And we weren't able to rejuvenate and revitalize ourselves, our marriage, the life with our children, because we were holding up so many balls, like a whole locomotive all the time, trying to provide for the needs of our family. And even in the context of being entrepreneurs and creating our own businesses and growing our own crops here in Hawaii and trying to really live that kind of off-grid, self-sustaining life, giving back to our community and being in service and production. And yet it led to burnout, and it wasn't giving back to me or my family on any level in a way that really truly met our needs or nourished us. And once I realized the paradigm that I found myself in as a single mom, I looked around, I realized this is epidemic. There are so many families out here in the present day that are living in this broken system, in a societal paradigm that is not supporting families to have more time together, more time with ease and connection, and living in a framework with which we are supported to really have holistic well-being with our families. Even if you look at things like maternity and paternity times and healthcare and other things that are really given to us or not given to us through the corporate models. Here in America, many families are not being given those graces. And there is a collective residual effect that is happening where so many different couples are experiencing like less and less of an ability to just be present at home, to step into fulfilling goals and shared visions and dreams, to develop the health of their homes and their families and their farms, or maybe their passion projects, and really be able to like forward their soul purpose and live their gifts in the world. And when you see so many children growing up without the care and the model of a healthy mother or a healthy father or a healthy parental unit, the children then have this systemic experience of their needs not being met. And it shows up now well into adulthood, where we're seeing the ripple effects of, again, so many children that grew up in a single parent home going on, and really it's repeating. The cycles are repeating. The numbers are growing. There's less emphasis, there is less support and less societal systems set up that are designed to support families being together. So now that I've laid all that on the table, I want to just say part of my vision, part of my prayer in the world, and my dedication as a mother to my own children has to be fully home-based and really able to move forward income goals and career goals and professional development, but not sacrificing time and presence and the ability to set up flexibility with my schedule and choose when I work and where and with whom, and the whole time still being able to be present for the needs of my children and my family. And so I'd been for many, many years, over 2 decades, an entrepreneur, figuring out all kinds of different ways to do this work in the world. And what I'm excited to share about today is an incredible entrepreneurial based business that has really, by partnering with a company and a community, allowed me to have so much more connection and support and freedom to live this life that I've been seeking and praying for. And my extension of the gratitude I feel for this opportunity is to really share this widely with others and to help raise our voices and get out that message that there is a better way, that it is actually truly so important for families to be supported, to be together, to create these healthy models for the next generation, to return our energy back into the core values of what's meaningful, and to be able to support and facilitate families stepping into these new alternative ways of coexisting is part of my work in the world. It's part of what everyone in the community I'm partnered with is also really passionate about. So we are going to hear from some other voices in just a moment here. And I just really want to highlight that centering family life has always been something that I've really valued. And I've been intimately working with children and as an educator for many, many years. And I just see very clearly the difference when children are able to experience like connection and presence with families. So this is something that I'm excited to bring here today. And I want to ask some questions if you're joining us here today. Let me know in the comments if you are experiencing a family with one or more parents working full-time. If you have two parents working full-time in the comments, go ahead and put a 2 in there, and let's just like get a feel for who's joining us today and what the collective experience is. And if you yourself are working full-time, to create the income to provide for your family's needs, go ahead and put a 1 in the comments. And I just want to say that it's a really powerful experience that we're in life right now, where many families are feeling that strain, even the emotional strain of having their partner gone all day long. And maybe in that experience, there's the work being done is really to fulfill someone else's dream, and it comes with a cap, comes with someone else telling them when they can work, how much money they can make, what benefits they might be eligible for. It comes with really a lot of constriction instead of freedom, instead of choice and empowerment to decide many of those factors for yourself as a working person, and also being able to align them with your own personal needs for well-being, your family's needs, and all many other variables and factors that we find ourselves in. So relative to that, we have seen in the last several years, and even in the last several months, many shifts happening with the work industry and the Great Resignation. If you've heard of that, go ahead and put down 3 in the comments if that's something that you're familiar with. I know that it has been really a time more than ever in unprecedented history of everyone who has ever been part of the workforce, that people are starting to see the flaws, and they're starting to find their line in the sand, and they're starting to maybe by force of being locked down at home or losing their job in the services industry, or many other shifting times have necessitated a stop or a pause or a pivot in people's employment. And due to this, I feel that what I've witnessed and what I want to highlight is there's this great awakening happening. It's a time when many, many people are starting to realize that it actually was a total game changer to wake up and have more hours spent even in the morning or throughout the day or all week long being home-based, and actually being able to be present with their own personal care, tending to their own spirit, tending to their children, tending to their land. And so many people all of a sudden found this space, whereas before, in this constant rat race and never-ending hamster wheel, no one could even think about starting a garden or doing a little remodel on their home, personal or, construction upgrades. And on all of a sudden, when there was a little bit more breathing room, when there was a little bit more shift in schedule, and time and energy became even just a tiny bit more available, people started to collectively everywhere get involved in reinvesting that energy inside. And so through that, I just wanted to say that it has caused really a revolution where many people now, more than ever before, are ready for something new. They don't want to go back to the former employment reality where there was just this constant cycle of something that really wasn't serving their highest needs and their highest gifts in life. And what I'm here to share about today is really these solutions and the better way that's out there. And so I'm going to come back and break down a little bit more about this incredible opportunity that's here in our regenerative roundtable discussion today. And in this moment, I would love to bring on one of our guests. And I'm wondering, Daniela, are you available? I think I got a message that mom life was going on and it might be a moment before you were available.
I'm here.
Okay, well, okay,
managing a crisis.
Okay.
No.
Well, all things included, this is what it looks like to be a momapreneur, to be present with the children and showing up for these other things we are wanting to create and forward in our lives. So Daniela, I'm just so delighted to have you here today. You've been a really bright light in our community and a big inspiration to me and so many others. And Daniela is a mother in Puerto Rico. She's a farmer, she's an activist and community leader. And she really has just a beautiful story to share. And I'm excited to hear some of your thoughts on this. And thank you so much for being here today. This is Daniela Rodriguez Besosa.
Thank you. I'm sure it's a mouthful, but yeah, thank you, Erica. Wow, what can I say? Oh my God, did Erica not just give us the most amazing rundown of our current reality and how this system is not working? Like, I don't even know really how I can add to this, Erica, because you have just totally blown me away with the last 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, a little bit about my story. And sorry, my son just was bleeding and I was cleaning him up, so my mind is still kind of scattered. Yeah, I mean, I never fit in with the model, for me since high school. I knew that like the 9 to 5, people thought I was going to be a lawyer. Everyone said, Daniela, you would be an amazing lawyer, like, and your life will be set. And then I was just like, I don't want that life. I saw what that life did to my parents. I saw what that life did to my childhood. I saw what striving all the time and hustling all the time does to families nowadays. And when it was my turn to decide, I decided to do something different, right? So, long story short, we moved to the country to start our family and tend the earth and, see what it meant to live off grid and see what it meant to live a different kind of life from, the system. And it's beautiful, but it's a huge sacrifice that you're constantly going back and forth. Someone needs to make money, right? Even if you have produce and things to sell from your farm, it's rarely enough, especially at the beginning, to make ends meet, let alone to thrive. For me, it was a thing of we are surviving. And I saw myself, even though I had made, a lot of, in my mind, very good decisions, we were still surviving. Yes, we were surviving by growing our own food and we're surviving by linking up with our community, but we're still not thriving. And we're also lacking a certain level of power. For me, the energetic exchange that's happening right now that you described, of like parents having to leave their homes and give all of their energy to some big corporation or to some other enterprise that really does nothing for them at the end of the day. The energetic compromise that happens is, it's something that really damages us on a systemic level. It just percolates through all of the people involved, be it the kids, be it the parents, be it the grandparents, be it, everything, the entire system. So, that still happens, even if, you know, I don't know. I'm sorry. I kind of lost my train of thought. But what I wanted to say is, we were surviving. We were at a point where we were still hustling, even though we were living simply and we were living connected to the earth. It was still a struggle. It was still a hustle. So for me to find something that allows me to keep this lifestyle of being with my kids, of playing in the treehouse while I'm on a call, to attending their basic, even emergency needs at any point in time, those things and still be able to at the same time build sustainable. Literally, the checks keep coming, and sometimes I don't understand how it is I made that money. So to have that and to be building that and to know that it's something that's going to grow is really exciting for us. It really sets the stage to what we know our life can be. We know, and we can now see, and we can now grasp that reality of us both being home, because we don't have to supplement our income outside of the home, traveling if we want to travel, taking our kids wherever we want, um, supporting people in becoming the best versions of themselves, supporting people in becoming healthier and therefore more present in their lives, supporting mothers and fathers to actually be able to enjoy their children while they're children, like to be able to live in service of all those things at the same time as it's servicing me to accomplish that reality, is really why I love this business and why it keeps me so excited, and it's so alive in me, because I help others and help myself, and we all grow and we all thrive, and therefore we become empowered with not only knowledge but health, but finances to really effectuate real change within our communities and within society. So it's like this ripple effect. And yeah, I'm just totally enamored and in awe with this business model and this team, because to know that I'm part of a group of people who are collectively working towards that same goal also is really empowering for me, because it can be lonely. Sometimes we live solitary lives, or especially mothers. You get so wrapped up in the needs of your children that you become isolated from a lot of people. So to be part of a community who is collectively working towards this reality of freedom is another huge, huge plus out of all of the pluses. So yeah, thank you for allowing me to share.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Daniela. And I just would love to hear, if I could ask you one more question. What does that feel like in your body and in your marriage to consider the reality of having you and the father of your children home-based and fully supported with the financial reality to do everything that you desire in your home and family life?
Honestly, it gives me the flutters. You're describing it, and I'm trying to think and embody that feeling, and it makes me feel like I'm falling in love all over again. Honestly, it has, like, to be able to get your dreams back. It's, we stopped dreaming, and that takes away again the life force, the energy force out of the equation, because you're stressed, you're not fueled, you're not being taken care of as an individual, so least at all as a collective. So to know that we are doing everything in our power and we will arrive at this freedom that we're working towards, it's like a rekindling of the fire, like, just to even think of what that can mean sometimes is hard. Like, what are we going to do with all our time? But it's beautiful because it also adds to the level of service that we can give to our community as well. So yeah, thank you.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. There's so much that I love about what you said. It's so true around what it means to be able to dream again, what it means to be able to bring the juice back into a marriage and get out of like, oh, we're just meeting responsibilities 24/7 and then we're done, we're exhausted. And to be able to be of service in a bigger way and then raise the next generation with their cup full and their gifts being into the world. So I have chills. I could go on and on, but I do want to bring on our next speaker, Christina Amon. And let me just introduce her and say that Christina has been a friend of mine for around about 2 decades. And I have watched her journey intimately from pre-family, young maidenhood into starting a family through the family struggles and like finding that line of like, something's got to change. And really grabbing a hold of a vision and a commitment to create a different reality for her family. And now really had some beautiful successes as a top leader in our company, facilitating exactly that. So Christina, I would love to bring you on to share a little bit more of your personal story and what has it looked like in this journey with the before and after making drastic changes for your family's well-being.
Yeah, well, I've just spent the last week just falling in love with my husband again. We, yeah, Daniela shared definitely reflected to me that reality that what was it? It was the day that we were going to try to meet you to go kayaking, Erica, and he ended up just shifting gears to come with us. My husband, he was like off to, I don't even remember, mow the farm or something, and was like, hey, I'll come kayak with you because I can. And he said he did it because he knew that our marriage is the most important thing in our life. We have a million things on our plate. We're very ambitious. We have a farm, we have children, he has another business, a whole brick and mortar. We have all kinds of other projects we're doing. We have this online business. And he said, our union, our connection is the most important. And as has been mentioned, didn't always get the attention it needed for many years while he was building his brick and mortar. We never even saw him. He was putting all of his energy into that. Having children as a mom, it's so easy for us to give all of our attention to the children and not to our partners. So just going off of this theme of rekindling that connection as the foundation for everything else we're doing in life, he pivoted that day, came out, and we had the most incredible deep dive into our marriage, into our spark, into even hashing out the kinds of things that we had been just putting aside to deal with. And I just couldn't help but think, wow, to have that kind of freedom because of the entrepreneurial lifestyle that we've created, that we own our time and make our own choices and even have that flexibility in the moment, that we could honor that priority that day and all days, right? That we can decide, well, what is it that we want to prioritize with our time? And that is everything to me, being the ones who determine that. So we have been enjoying a lot of play now that, to summarize my story, to give you a little backstory here, my husband and I knew very early on that our purpose in life was to steward land, to develop regenerative and permaculture human living systems on the land to replenish the soil, rebuild soil, grow food, flowers, medicine, and build human living quarters and spaces so that we could share in all of the beauty and extraordinary experiences that being human is. So, long story short, it takes a lot of money to build from raw land a sanctuary like that we were envisioning. So, as we started to have children and started to watch this dream that we were holding be met with a lot of challenges, it was easy to get discouraged. It was easy to get depleted. It was easy to feel a lot of heavy, burden with this beautiful vision that we had. And long story short, I saw that the solution was income, that if we had a budget, if we had the financial backing, if there was even an investor, if there was some way that we could support the development of this vision, not only would we see the vision occur, which was really like a way to share the land and all of these blessings with other people, but also to serve ourselves, not serve, but you know what I mean, support ourselves, to really watch our family unit come back together. Because I had, as I said, my husband, in an attempt to create the income for the farm, had gone out and started this brick and mortar. He was literally gone sometimes 80 hours a week. There were days where he left before we woke up, came home after we went to sleep 6 days in a row. So not great for a marriage, not great for his well-being or our well-being or our children's, having a dad as a presence in their life. So it was clear that we needed a financial revolution personally to shift our story and also watch our purpose and dream be fulfilled. So enter Purium, this economy and what it offered to be able to work in part-time hours, even though I had no experience, no background, and be supported by the mentors and community to learn how to do what we do here, to work in alignment 100% with my core values of connecting with people, of protecting and regenerating the earth. It worked. I could stand behind this. And fast forward 5 years later, and we've built, like Erica said, we've become one of the top earners in the company. We've built an organization that last year did over 3.5 million in sales, which means that we have a budget to develop the land, that we have a budget I just last month retired my husband to where he's only working a day or two a week at his brick and mortar. So we're doing a lot more playing, a lot more resting and relaxing and unwinding our nervous systems to really be present for each other, for ourselves, and for our children, which has made such a difference in, even our boys are doing great right now. They definitely have times in their growth where as parents we can be like, whoa, what's happening to them? And when I really reflect back, I feel like a lot of those times are in the past when they just weren't getting what they needed from us as parents, and seeing that shift. So this coming week, Friday, we're taking a spontaneous trip across the vast ocean over to the mountains and forests of California to go snowboarding and be together for 9 days straight. We're super excited about that. And meanwhile, watching our farm vision unfold and supporting so many other people to grow their own personal health and their own personal wealth. So really uplifting the local economy even of the people around us and beyond, the other people in other regions who are developing their own robust, independent, free economies for their own families and communities. So thanks for having me share, Erica. I'm just celebrating every day. And like you said, just so stoked to share this with other people because I see what's possible and it's real and it's sustainable and it's something unlike any other system I've ever seen anywhere else. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. love hearing about this transformation for you and your family. And I definitely see it rippling out into the community, and, to watch the children become the leaders of tomorrow from that place of like deep nourishment is really one of the things that, it just like hits me right in my spine and my heart as a mother. That's really part of the collective prayer and vision here. So yes, we are truly facilitating personal, family, communal change and transformation. And then globally, we are like revolutionizing the collective experience with our financial capacity, with the prosperity that we're creating, and how we're just shifting and changing the paradigms of family life, of the way that commerce is happening. And I want to tell you a little bit more about this opportunity, and then we're going to close it out today. So, what myself and Daniela and Christina have been sharing about is some of the ways that our lives have changed by partnering with this incredible company known as Purium. And Purium began over 25 years ago, really forwarding a movement to get health back into the hands of the people. And when we have our health, we are empowered to feel optimal in our bodies. And that supports us to have mental and emotional balance and to make good decisions and to feel more of that spark in life. And I feel like there's a direct link between that and what helps us really navigate larger life choices and responsibilities, making decisions that align with our best interests and our core needs and values. So this company has an incredible model that supports people to grow residual income through network marketing. And residual income is really this way that we are paid over and over and over again, accumulating wealth that can carry on for generations through the work that we've done initially to support people to take a look at what we have, to take a look at some of our incredible, transformational, pure, high grade, nutrient dense, nutritional products that support gut detoxification and alkalinity and just healing and nourishment on so many levels. And when people take a look at the nutrition and experience this for themselves, very often what happens is there's a natural response to want to share about this with the people around you. And very organically, what happens is that many people will start to notice shifts in how you've been feeling, how you've been living, how you've been sharing your message and your energy with the world. And there's an opportunity to get paid for every referral you ever make. And you can support people to just try products out as a customer. And you can also support people to grab a hold of the same opportunity that you yourself might choose to one day, which is to build a team and an organization of people who want to stand by your side and link arms and leverage this incredible social sharing economy and do the same for themselves, their families, their communities. And when this is shared widely, it's really facilitating these beautiful win-win situations. We have opportunities to get paid 5 times a month. We have opportunities to support people to earn amazing bonuses and opportunities to really right out of the gate when they first come in and begin this experience for themselves, have amazing successes that are even more lucrative in the beginning to show people how easy this is, how sustainable and regenerative this is, and to experience that feeling of, wow, I can do this. That was actually really naturally flowing. And I know so many people who could benefit from this. And all the while, we have an amazing community that provides mentorship, guidance, examples, models, trainings, really to no end. So as much as you are wanting to learn, as much as you're wanting to grow, you will be met with an incredible match for that and have an opportunity to accelerate with this. So it all begins really by just exploring our nutritional packages. And we have many different options. You can learn all about the incredible products. Purium has, I think, well over 60 or 70 products. And I personally been thriving on this nutrition for over 5 years now. And it has completely brought me out of that state of burnout and depletion and exhaustion and brain fog and hopelessness, and helped me to, in this moment in my life, really have changed everything for myself energetically, emotionally, physically, financially. And I do not go a day without these products. So I'm not going to detail them today. The person who invited you to check out this call can point you out to endless, beautiful resources where you can learn more about what we have. And when you purchase just a month's supply of nutrition for yourself for free, you can create your own unique gift card code. And that allows you to start sharing about this. You'll be totally guided to learn how to do that. And every time you support someone else to have an experience with Purium, the company is going to reward you for that. And that's the basis of how it begins. And we're living in a time when it just is more natural than ever and more important than ever that we are empowering our communities by sharing what we are finding when we're seeing again and again the ways that aren't working. And there are those of us willing to raise our voice about having found a better way. It's really, it's our responsibility to share that, is kind of how I feel. And it also is what sets the stage for greater global transformation and really seeing, again, families and individuals coming back to that place of holistic and total well-being. So I want to thank you for joining this call today. We host these regenerative roundtable calls every Monday. We're always featuring new and different voices to share on themes that are really what matters and what's current in the life that we're facing collectively. So again, thank you for joining. I'm going to close it out for today. If you have any questions, I do invite you to circle back with who invited you to here today. And we have so many opportunities for you to get personalized support and really individualize anything that you'd like to know more about how this could work best for you. So have a beautiful day. Take care. Aloha.